everyone, Jennifer here, back with another of my TV Talk spoilers. And this one is on an arc that I did a review on quite a while ago, but that I didn't get into too much detail because a lot of it would have been spoilers. And that is Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 5, Episode 16, The Lawless. Now, you may be saying, well, wait a minute, Lawless is not the name of the arc. True, when I'm doing arcs, it'll always be the last episode in the arc. Okay, so basically what happens in this arc is this is the very last time, up until Season 7, I think. Because I haven't seen Season 7 yet, so do not quote me on that. This is the very last time, up until Season 7, that we will see Maul. And it is also the very last time we will see Savage and Satine. Now, basically what happens is Maul is obsessed with getting Obi-Wan Kenobi. The problem is Obi-Wan is, in and of himself, a very powerful Jedi Master. At least in my opinion, he's a very powerful Jedi Master. He is a member of the Council, and he is a general in the Grand Army of the Republic, which means when he is off planet, he is with his clone unit. And that makes it very hard for Maul to really get close to him to exact his revenge on Maul and Savage to do this. And it also makes it very hard to predict where he's going to be. There's no set structure that says, oh, well, the 501st is going to be here and the 207 is going to be over on this planet. But they don't know where each unit is being sent. And they also can't predict that the Jedi who is the general of each unit will actually be with that unit. So Maul knows to draw Obi-Wan out, he needs to kind of control where he's going to be. And he also knows that with Obi-Wan being as powerful as he is, I mean, come on, this kid at 1920 bested him in a lightsaber duel. He knows that he needs to catch Obi-Wan off guard. So, I don't want to say it's common knowledge of the galaxy, but it's fairly well known that Obi-Wan has a very close relationship with Duchess Satine of Mandalore. Now, I don't know if the particulars are known that he actually, it's a more than friends relationship between them, or that they think of each other as more than friends. They actually really like each other. It's just Obi-Wan's position as a Jedi kind of makes it a little difficult for them. So, what I believe went through Maul's mind is that, okay, Obi-Wan has this very, very close relationship with Duchess Satine. She's one of very few people he has a very close relationship with. The others being Cody, Anakin, and Ahsoka. And the last three, Cody, Anakin, and Ahsoka, are not going to be pushovers. Cody is a trained soldier, Anakin is a trained Jedi Knight, and Ahsoka is probably one of the most powerful Padawan learners in the Order. So Maul has to target someone that he knows will be a little easier for him to control, and that's Duchess Satine. And he also knows that he and Maul, or Savage, can't really go into Mandalore and take Duchess Satine captive, even though they're both very strong Dark Force users. That's going to be difficult. So what do? They enlist the aid of Death Watch, whose leader, Pre Vizsla, does not like Satine at all. And they help him take control of Mandalore. Obi-Wan comes to rescue Satine. Maul kills Satine, and then attempts to take control of Mandalore. Pre Vizsla doesn't like this, so he kills Savage, and then Maul, in retaliation, kills Pre Vizsla, and Mandalore basically falls into complete and utter chaos. Now, Obi-Wan manages to escape Mandalore and return to Coruscant. He is aided by a member of Death Watch, and that is Bo-Katan, who ironically is Satine's sister. I believe she is her younger sister. And this is the first and only time that we will actually see Bo-Katan without her helmet in Clone Wars. We will see her later on in Rebels, and she does make an appearance in the Disney Plus TV series The Mandalorian. I believe she's in one episode in that. As far as I know, I have not yet watched season 2. So we do see, we've seen Bo-Katan before. She was the one who met Lux and Ahsoka on Karlak in, what was the name of the episode? Well, I forget the name of the episode, but the episode which is the second episode that we see Lux, and I just can't remember the name of it. A Friend in Need, in the episode A Friend in Need. Knew if I didn't think of it, it would come to me. But we don't really see her face as she's wearing her helmet. So this is the first time we actually see her face. And she basically sets Obi-Wan free after Maul basically takes over and kills Pre Vizsla. And she tells him to return to Coruscant and tell the Senate and the Jedi Order what had happened on Mandalore. I don't know if she's expecting help to come, but she wants them to be aware of what's going on, so if they choose to step in and help, they can. Now, I know why Lucasfilm killed off Satine. Satine, having this very close relationship with Obi-Wan, and then the Jedi Order falling and Obi-Wan being free to follow his heart, her being alive meant that he could have gone to Mandalore with Luke, married Satine, and then the two of them could have raised Luke as their child if Satine was still alive. So, but we know from A New Hope, which is the first movie for Star Wars that was ever made, even though it's called Episode 4, that Luke was raised by his aunt and uncle on Tatooine, and Obi-Wan, who spent 19 years being known as Ben, grew up, or basically didn't grow up, but was on the planet as well, watching over Luke. And Satine is not mentioned. Now, granted, it was 19 years, and ironically, the thing is, they could have had Obi-Wan rescue Satine and take her back to Coruscant for her own safety until the situation on Mandalore was resolved, and the conflict was resolved, and she would have been safe on Coruscant. And then when the Jedi Order fell, she could have left Coruscant with Obi-Wan and Luke, gone to Tatooine, and lived with Obi-Wan. But this was the course they took, and I understand why they did that. I understand, but I just wanted to relate that there were other paths they could have taken. And this is really where you see where their relationship really comes into play. Because before she dies, she tells Obi-Wan that she's always loved him. And it was that exchange that has sparked many, many fanfics about these two, romantic fanfics about Satine and Obi-Wan, and with a character in Rebels, up until the family is actually revealed, a lot of questions about her background, and this character is Sabine Wren, who is a Mandalorian, who is part of the Ghost Crew. We'll talk more about her when we get to Rebels, I promise. But a lot of theories about her were brought to were kind of tied back to this relationship. And there are some very nice fanfics about Obi-Wan and Satine that have been written. I have two such fanfics, not strictly Obi-Wan and Satine. One is kind of just a fun fanfic Ghost Clan, but I do have Obi-Wan and Satine in there, and they're married to each other. And then another one I have, it's not directly about them, it's more about Sabine, but I do have them having been secretly married and Sabine being their daughter. And it is derived from this arc. It's also derived from some of the fanfics I saw, or I've read about them and some of the fan. I was like, oh, wow, well, this seems interesting. But anyways, but there's just a lot going on here. And again, they killed off a character that was like really, she was the main character. They needed to kind of explain why she wasn't in the original episode, the original trilogy, why she wasn't in Revenge of the Sith, or anything. Much like how they had Ahsoka leave the Order in The Wrong Jedi. Now, Satine may be physically out of Star Wars as of this episode, but she's not forgotten. She's mentioned in Rebels, in a couple of episodes. And I don't know if she's mentioned in Mandalorian or not. Like I said, I have not yet seen any of the episodes of Season 1. But she is mentioned in Rebels a few times. We see a picture of her in Rebels. So she's not forgotten by the characters, particularly the characters that knew about her. And I'm sure, despite the fact that the control Mandalore was under, and her family background, Sabine still heard stories growing up about this courageous Duchess who, during the time of the war between the Republic and the Separatists, chose to remain neutral. So, despite the fact that Satine is gone, her legacy continues. But we'll talk more about that when we get to Rebels, I promise. And possibly The Mandalorian, if she's mentioned in The Mandalorian. Okay, as always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.